pretend like I'm not driving, watch out for this, I'm just compensating. Yeah, I'm still trying to talk it, I need it by y'all, for this, money by listen. Wait, cameras they watching it. Wait, I'm overpacking it. Wait, you know I'm packing it. Roll up that packaging. Roll up, you were just sacking it. But saying something more than everything. Catching up, but they ain't no checking it. Bitches rocking my moves, imitating my moves. Sometimes I feel like losing my cool. I ain't got shit to prove, but I got shit to lose. So I can't go around acting the fool. I wish my big girl got the two and he let that shit do everything. So they coming up soon, so y'all best to stay tuned. Big body, so y'all better know way. Bitches rocking my moves, imitating my moves. Sometimes I feel like losing my tail. I ain't got shit to prove, but I got shit to lose. So I can't go around acting the fool. I got the wheels and big girl got the two and he let that shit do everything. So they coming up soon, so y'all best to stay tuned. Big body, so y'all better know way. Push it till I am not the damn. Put that shit up without a frying pan. Put them skips on my get right this shit, but I'm moving up to be casted as an extra man. I'm moved up and then I'm smooth walking to the top. You bitches smooth walk, put it in a bag.
Oh, hey, cousin.
Put it together and now you will have it. That's what they like to puff up with my matters. They ain't supporting, but I ain't mad at it. I'm just before I'm trying to be. I ain't part of the school, but I should say the life to get money.
You can pick up the phone sometimes. You ain't gotta act like that. Tune in.
You know I've been rapping the start. Trying to piece on my lyrical art. Let's look at the dash on my card. And it's just a start, so y'all better come hard. Y'all hoes paper thin, I'm gonna say why y'all fly. Smoking no dope and it's in like a fire. Because it's how we big, my so hard. That's my chase for man, shit, y'all money's left. You can call me car. Get a hold of sick when I drop my shit. Pepto, make it so hard. I'm gon' wrap it up like a scarf. I'ma last forever like a star. They wanna say the same, but I don't go with them. These prejudice, not us apart. I know that I'm gonna make it far. I'm the target, they throw on the guards. I'ma be
Okay. Hello everybody. We are back with our fourth.
See how this play out.
Fourth is number 14. Number 4. This is our fourth show. And if you haven't been tuning in, I'm so glad that you're tuning in today. I got to tell you what our mission is as soon as I can find it, because I am apparently not prepared.
I thought you knew it by heart.
I know I should know it by heart, but I don't know it by heart. So now I gotta find it. Do you know it by heart?
No, I'm gonna have to rehearse myself.
I thought I had it right here with all of my stuff. But anyway, as I'm looking for it, we're gonna let you know what we're going to talk about today. I'm Cynthia.
Hamid.
And today, every week I ask Hamid, does he have anything interesting to talk about? How was his week? And he always says, nope.
I brought something to the table.
But today is different because he got something to talk about. So you can start off with that while I find our mission statement.
We're bringing up the child support. We're bringing up the child support. Most people that's on child support, mostly the men. I don't know no women that's really on child support.
Don't start with that early. Don't start with that early.
This is an interesting subject to be on today.
Well, can you tell them why you picked child support? Didn't you say you were looking on the internet? Or
I decided to pick child support because I'm getting hammered.
Can you pull up the mission statement on your phone, Shakira, please? Because I can't find it in my stuff. Just go to Beyond. The name of the website is birdjustice.com. At some point, we're going to put all these podcast videos on there, but we're still working out all the kinks. Just like we're doing today, we're working out all the kinks. Hey, Sim, baby. You missed it. You missed your song. Okay, anyway. We're trying to work out all the kinks. We were supposed to have all the internet here for this show, but they were supposed to come Tuesday. I thought everything would be fixed. Verizon came Tuesday, and I'm telling you all of this just to let you know, sometimes you have to stumble to get to where you want to be, and we're stumbling, but we're trying to figure it out. So Verizon came, everything was supposed to be fine, and then my internet company was supposed to come, which is Fusion, to give me a dedicated internet so I don't share it with other people. and they haven't come yet, nor have they contacted me. So we're back to what we're trying to do now, which is I'm live on at Bird podcast, I believe. And Hamid, where are you live streaming from?
Instagram.
What's your Instagram name?
Twin Reed Street.
Twin Reed Street and at Bird Podcast. That's the live streaming that we're doing now. The camera is uploading this to Facebook, which is Beyond Reasonable Doubt series Facebook page. It may be a little glitchy because of the internet problem, but we're here. You got it?
What is it you want me to go to?
Birdjustice.com, so we can see what the mission statement is. I don't know what I did with it, but anyway, Hamid was talking about child support. Now, before he starts talking about how unfair everything was, what he said to me was that he saw online where there was a case and the judge ruled indicating that the DMV can no longer automatically suspend your license because you have back child support. So the rule is that it's a trial court judge, and I needed somebody's phone to find out. I had pulled it down on my I did.
I'm printing my stuff up.
No, but I had I had pulled it down on my phone, but I'm live streaming on it now, so I can't. Okay, I'm interrupting everything I'm saying. Here's our platform. It's a visual podcast series focusing on the legal system as it impacts and infiltrates our everyday existence. The mission is to free our minds through sharing knowledge and experience in order to promote awareness, inspiration, and self-love. Okay, that's the mission statement.
What's going on, man?
Now, I'm about to find this case. So anyway, he said, how do I look for the case? So, put in there child support. I think the judge's name was Mary somebody. So put child support, driver's license, put the keywords in there, it's going to come up. But anyway, so before, when you got backed up on your child support payments, the DMV could automatically suspend your license. Now, this judge on the trial court level, and remember we were talking about the different levels of court, and we have municipal court, we have the trial court, the appellate division, and the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is the highest court in New Jersey, and then after state court, you can go all the way up to the United States Supreme Court. We're under the Third Circuit federally, so it would be municipal court, trial court, appellate court, Supreme Court, and then when you jump to federal, it's going to be the District of New Jersey, Third Circuit, and then the highest is the United States Supreme Court. So the trial court said that the DMV cannot automatically suspend your license without a hearing, because you're entitled to a hearing to determine whether or not your failure to pay was willful, or meaning what they call you're a deadbeat dad. I didn't make that up. Somebody else made that up. I'm just using the vernacular. Or whether you had a legitimate reason for not paying your child support. So that's what brings us here to the issue of child support. You found it? Now, as it stands, child support, if you have a baby with someone, and that someone wants to put you on child support, either way, even though Hamid says it's mostly women doing this, but either way, if the other person is in a position to get child support, they can take you to court for child support. And the child support laws are governed by a guideline. So if you could Google this, it's Appendix 9-B. So if you put in Appendix APPENDIX, and then you put the I guess it's Roman numeral, so it's like a capital I and a capital X-B, and put in child support guidelines. You will see it. So what happens is once the person petitions to court requesting child support, both parties, both the mom and the dad, have to fill out what they call a worksheet. And the worksheet, you have to tell them how much money you make. So it has to be in weekly amounts. So if you make $500 a week, you got to tell them you make $500 a week. If you make $2,000 a month, and you got to divide that by 4, and that I think will get you to $500 a week. So that's the first thing that you have to do, and each parent has to do that. Now, the worksheet. There's 3 different types of worksheets that you have in child support. So one is the or maybe it's 2. Yeah, 2. One is the sole parenting. So that's the custodial parent who has physical custody of the child all the time and provides for the needs of that person, that child on a daily basis. Then you have the non-custodial parent, and that's the parent who does not have full custody, the child is not with that parent for most of the time, and I guess the majority of the cases the mom is with the child full time and the father is going to be on the part-time basis. So that's the non-custodial parent. There's also what they call shared parenting, and that's when kind of like when both parents have the child equal, or it says that a parent, a shared parent is a parent of primary residence who is a parent who provides a residence for the child more than 50% of overnight annually, or if sharing is equal, provides the residence for the child while he or she is attending school. So there's there's a lot of different nuances. You can really Google this and find out where you stand. Oh, okay. So, and so that determines where you stand in relation to your child, determines which sheet you're going to fill out. And then you could go online. It'll tell you what they count as income and what they don't count as income. So there's a whole list of stuff that they count as income. Obviously, what you work for, your wages, anything. If you have rental income, they're going to count that. If you have, I think this thing right here, and I pulled this online. This says gambling. If you gambling winnings, they count.
Wow.
This is what this says. Now I pulled it up online and I told y'all where to go and get it. It says gambling winnings. It says life insurance. It says personal injury awards or other civil lawsuits. So if you win a case, then that's subject to
garnish.
Well, if you don't pay, it'll be garnished. It ain't gonna be garnished from the door.
Yeah.
But all of this stuff counts. It's a whole list of them. They got from A to T on this. No, to W. Damn. On what I'm looking at. And then they got stuff that sporadic income counts. So stuff that you don't make all the time, but you get it in drips and drabs as long as it's consistent, I believe. And then there's a few that that they don't count, but you could look that up. But in any event, so we found a case, and this is Judge Mary Jacobson. She this supposedly went into effect. Well, it says that the agencies, the DMV, has until April 7th to make the changes. I wanted to find the actual opinion because the opinion is like 178 or 187 pages. Is this your search thing? Okay.
What you doing?
Nothing. I'm just looking up for the case. But anyway,
you want me to do it again?
No. She this judge said was the one who made the ruling that said that the DMV could no longer do this. And this is important because when you get that automatic suspension, you know you can't do anything with your license until you pay that back support.
Well, for the most part, you're getting surprised before you even get a letter from DMV showing that your license is suspended. The child support judge I put a warrant out for your arrest and then suspend your license right then and there. And then before you can even get the letter from motor vehicle, you possibly could get pulled over.
Right.
Unaware that your license is even suspended, you get pulled to the officer. You know, you tough about it. Like, I ain't got nothing to worry about. You know, you think you good. And they tell you to step out the car and it's the embarrassment by itself. the embarrassment by itself is like shocking. So you get pulled over and they say, "All right, step out the car, put your hands behind your back."
Is this happened to you personally
Yeah,
before?
this happened to me. So
More than once?
I think probably about 3 times.
Hmm.
I was at work. For instance, I was at work, you know, making my normal regular delivery to the World Trade Center. And at the World Trade Center, you got to give your ID every time you come to make a delivery. And they take a picture of your license plate, see if the license plate is registered to make the delivery at the location. So I gave it to him. I'm sitting there like, I'm waiting for my pass so I could go inside. And I seen like about seven Port Authority police pull around me. So I'm like, what the hell is... And then they had these big ass guns. Like, I'm like...
They had guns?
Yeah, they got the big machine joints. So I'm like, I said, damn.
Oh my God.
Never suspecting that I'm in the limelight.
That is for you.
Yeah, that is for me. I'm never suspecting this. I'm like, all right. Then they brought the dog out and everything. I'm like, and the dog must have smelled something crazy in the truck because all it is food. He must be hungry. And they was like, you got your license? I'm like, yeah. They like, you know why we coming up to him? I'm like, nah. I mean, they checked the truck. Everything cool. I don't know what's going on. Like, step out the vehicle. I stepped out the vehicle. I'm like, oh, could you tell me what's going on? He's like, look, you got a warrant for your arrest and your license suspended, so you can't make the delivery. You have to call somebody else to come and make the delivery. So this truck can't move. And if whoever's coming to make the delivery ain't here, they got to give us a certain time. If they ain't had this certain time, we towing the vehicle. And this all of a trickle effect to, you know, your license being suspended, being unaware that your license being suspended.
So now somebody got to come get the truck. They about to arrest you?
No. Because I'm...
Oh, you can't drive? No, you can't drive.
Because the warrant is from out of state, they don't arrest you for child support warrants from out of state. You have to get out the vehicle. Now, I'm subject to a ticket for driving on the suspension list when I had no idea that I was even suspended. So I got out the car, gave him time, like, oh, how long your other coworker gonna be here? An hour, all right. An hour from now, if he ain't here, clock is ticking. So he came on time. I got a ticket for driving on suspension list, and I go to court for that.
That's a recent thing?
Yeah, this just like 2 months ago.
So have you been to court yet?
Nah, in New York, your court date is like 7-8 months from now. So sometimes a year.
So wait a minute. So how is it if your license was suspended in New Jersey, New York is making you come to court there because you have a New Jersey, even though you don't have a New York driver's license?
Because it's suspended.
In New York, if you got caught on driving on the suspension list, normally they would arrest you. Mm-hmm. For just being suspended with New York. But I had a Jersey license, so they don't arrest you.
Shout out to Carlo. Carlo, hey Carlo. He's a police officer in Florida and he is listening to us now. Thank you so much. We appreciate you tuning in. We hope you don't have no child support issues, but that's what we're talking
Mr.
about.
Mr. Carlo, don't lock nobody up for child support, please.
Mr. Carlos, let us be free. Let us be free. There are good cops and there are bad cops. We know for a fact that Carlos is a good police officer. So thank you, sir, for protecting and serving us, the people. Right, Hamid?
Yes.
Listen, this opinion, now we're going to get, okay, so what he said that was a domino effect because all he did that morning was wake up and go to work.
I went to work. I never got a letter from motor vehicle indicating I was suspended. If I knew that, I wouldn't even got behind the wheel.
Right. So now you got to go to court in New York.
Yep.
Probably got to pay some fine.
Yep.
Now, what happened to your New Jersey driver's license suspension? Did you have to get another court date in New Jersey because of that?
Now they got it where you could just go when a warrant is issued for your arrest, and those concerning that particular issue. Not for every issue. You're able to go down to the courthouse and appear early in the morning between Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and address the issue, and you'll see the judge that same day.
And so you just tell the judge that you didn't know?
No, he don't even care about that. He just want to know why you didn't make a payment. Why you even didn't receive a payment for child support? And then I'll come up with my reasons.
So is that family court?
Yeah, it's family court.
Okay, so now you got to deal with family court, but do you also got to deal with municipal court for the suspended?
Correct. Yeah, whatever the ticket that the officer may give you, you got to deal with that too.
So now you got to deal with New York, you got to deal with the family court judge, and you got to deal with New Jersey municipal court.
I don't have to deal with New Jersey municipal court. Depends when you get pulled over.
Oh, because you were pulled over in New York.
Pulled over in New York,
got
so
it.
I got to deal with that court.
Okay, so New York you got to deal with, and then you got to deal with family court.
Correct.
Okay. Now, what would be the case scenario if you got stopped in New Jersey?
Well, New Jersey, they will arrest you. Possibly, you might get. I don't know if you get your car towed, depending on the paperwork, but depending on the discretion of the officer, he may tell you to park the car, or have somebody come and get it and arrest you.
What y'all looking for?
Your laptop? You didn't buy?
Something to plug the phone up for the charger.
Yeah.
His phone?
Yeah, it died. It's dying.
Why can't you never charge
It
your
was
phone?
charged.
No, this is some rawness, people. This
No,
ain't
you
scripted.
know
We
how
just
much
talk out of
energy-
turn.
You know how much energy the
What?
phones take when
Okay,
you
that's
got it
fine.
online?
That's fine, but why can't you use the charger that we have?
We could, but there's no plug. The plug is all the way over there. You don't have an extension that goes all the way over there.
There's an extension right there. Why you can't use
It's
the
not that far to go to the wall.
Okay, but why can't you use my cord? The black one.
I just told you it don't go that far.
Oh, the black one's too short too? I think there's an extension cord in the back room there. Okay, so all right. So if you get stopped in New Jersey, you might get your car towed depending on what your situation is,
Yeah.
and that's not just depending on your paperwork. It depends on where your car is.
Yeah, correct.
If you can't pull it over and park it at a legal spot, you're getting your car towed.
Yeah, so you subject to tow, you subject to tickets, and you subject to arrest.
And then you got to sit until you see the judge. There's
Yeah.
no bell on it.
No bell on it.
So all of that because of this
And
automatic
then
suspension.
after you get that taken care of, you got to go down to motor vehicle. The judge got to uplift the suspension, go down to motor vehicle with that paper, provide it to motor vehicle, and give them $100 restoration fee.
So all that just because you got up and went to work to try to pay the child support in the first place. Because you pay your child support as best you can, right?
Correct.
So, everybody got issues. Sometimes you're a little bit behind.
Yeah.
And I think that you take care of your children outside of the child support. Nene, does your father take care of you outside? Well, may not know about child support, but when you call your father and you ask him, can I have a whatever, does he try to get it for you? Okay, she said yes. She's a very, very, very good father, according to Nene, right? She didn't say yes. She just shook her head. I'm going to take that for a yes.
I expect my daughter to tell the truth all the time. To me, anyway. If you're going to lie to anybody else, don't lie to me.
You can still plug that over here, can't you? Well, Andy, are you using the long orange cord down there?
Yeah.
That's on the floor?
It's on the printer.
Yeah, but we're not using the printer right now.
Okay.
So Hamid is a good father. He takes care of his children and he pays child support. So he goes to work with the sole purpose to help deal with his child support. And because there was an automatic suspension, all that happened. And it happened 3 times. Did you have?
One time I actually went to the county jail. I was outside rolling dice on the typical.
I don't think you're supposed to include that part.
Well, you said keep it raw. You know what you.
It's raw. I ain't gonna lie. All right. He was
Yeah.
outside doing what? You gonna say?
I was outside playing.
We're live streaming on what's over here? Twin Reed. What is it? Twin Reed Street on Instagram. Okay, everybody's back.
Right.
Bilal, can you hear us? Did he say he could? Okay, well Andy says we're good. All right, if you can't hear Bilal, let us know. So this judge is basically saying in her 187-page opinion that it's a violation of due process to take somebody's license automatically, to suspend somebody's license for failure to pay child support, and that the person is entitled to a hearing to explain the situation first before you suspend the license. So this is at the trial level. I don't know if it's going up or not, and this was supposed to be taking place at the beginning of April. So all y'all who have had your license suspended because of back child support is ended. You check and see if that suspension has been lifted or there's some other situation.
I wanna say something else on that. I don't know if I think it's the hardship by itself.
Wait a minute, should we go on there and tell them to come over to here because people were in the middle of listening? Huh? No, it stopped. His stopped.
Because of your charger or thing?
No.
No.
It just stopped.
And
it
people
said
were in the
share.
middle of watching it.
Start it again. You know, those information.
But it's telling me to share. It's not.
They'll turn it off.
Well, I could save it.
What do you mean they gonna
You
turn
just
it
start-
off?
Start
they
again.
They
Nah,
what?
They probably
Information.
could detect the information that y'all giving. I guess.
Oh, y'all don't want us to give out this information? Then we gotta. That's a conspiracy theory going on around with my team in this office.
Oh, so IG did that.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because there's certain things they won't let me
Okay.
promote.
Okay, so you better go on there and tell them to come over here.
Keep going. Keep
Okay,
going.
we gonna keep going. But you said you said
I
you
can't
had
get
some.
over it.
Come on, Shakira, can you
Just
come?
start it
You
again.
ain't gotta just move it and fix it. You can move it because all you're telling them to do is come over here
Yeah.
to this page, so that they can hear the rest of it.
What's that? IG?
Yeah, it's Bird Podcast, BYRD Podcast on Instagram.
It's not even letting me save it. Nothing.
Don't worry about it. We got to save. We definitely have it
So
saved.
go back to live, right? And then repeat it.
Okay. So, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's that heavy shit.
Jesus. You know this is some raw mess right here.
We like it raw.
We love it raw. Oh!
You like it too much.
Oh my
I'm
God.
buying me a piece this week.
Okay, wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Just tell them now how many. Tell them.
No, tell them, son.
Okay, listen, you guys. Hamid's stuff is acting up. What if you want to continue listening to this show? Go to BYRD Podcast.
All right.
You got your fingers all on it. BYRD Podcast on Instagram at BYRD Podcast, and we're live streaming over there too, so you could still continue to listen. And I don't think they're gonna cut us off.
Repeat it again.
Oh, BYRD Podcast at BYRD Podcast. You can tune in on the story. You have to listen to the story because we're live. So you go to the story part. I believe that's how it works. Anyway, what else did you have to say about it? Because when we left off, you had something else to say.
I feel like you already the warrant by itself. You're already subject to arrest. There's no reason to suspend my license. So when it's like you already so say you get pulled over. And the officer say, license, registration, insurance. You give him your license and everything. He come back and say, look, you have a warrant for your arrest for child support. Get out the car. There's no reason. You're already subject to arrest by the warrant. The warrant by itself. So what you suspending my license for? I don't understand that.
So that you and that they were suspending it so that you would lose your means of getting the money to pay child support.
Your license,
that makes absolutely no sense.
Your license is the cause of you. It don't even have to be you using your license for work. You have a different kind of job outside of driving, but you need to commute back and forth. You have to drive to your job, and you get pulled in. Your job might be an hour, 2 hours away, and you get pulled over for that. That's crazy.
Hey.
So, I think that the warrant in itself is enough to be like, all right, you got to go to jail. But then you put me.
You got to go to jail, and you got to pay for a ticket.
And you got to pay the restoration fee to get your license.
And you might want to hire a lawyer. You got to pay for that. I mean, some people can handle their own situations, but some people don't feel comfortable in court. So
Me.
he handles his own situations.
I don't feel like I should spend no money on that nonsense.
He don't want to give me no money.
Well, it ain't her. It's just nonsense to go through. So to save the embarrassment, what I do now is, if I'm lucky enough that I don't get pulled over, I received a letter in the mail that I do have a warrant for child support. So to save the embarrassment, I just go down to the courthouse, and
pay.
No, I go down to the courthouse and schedule a court date between Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. and schedule a court date to appear in front of the judge the same day, so he can uplift the warrant. But I still got to go pay the restoration fee to get my license back.
Well, now can you talk about how how a person gets behind? Is it easy to get behind, even though you making every effort to pay? Things happen, and then all of a sudden, you miss the payment. Like how does that work?
Well, some people could be on child support, and you may lose your job, or you might get if you was at a certain position, you may get demoted. Some bills get overwhelming. Some of us sacrifice to pay certain things of their bills and catch up with this later. You know what I mean? But that later end up sneaking and coming too fast and get you caught up. So there's a bunch of different reasons why you could, but I'm not, even with child support, if they say you got to pay $100 every week and I gave them $95, they still put a warrant out for you. $95. And then when I go in front of the judge and say, well, damn, you put a warrant out for me, I gave you the majority.
But you had an agreement.
But this is exactly
no,
what
it's not an agreement, it's a court order. There ain't necessarily no agreement.
That's exactly what they said. They say, well, the court order was $100.
You paid $95.
And you paid $95.
You didn't pay. Where's the $5?
But could you give me the benefit of the doubt?
He need the $5 to eat.
I need the $5 to get back on the bus.
Then you don't have the 5, so you don't make it to the 5.
Okay, well, no, you can, in all fairness, you can do a motion to modify your child support based on whatever circumstances.
Yeah, to bring it down.
But it's usually a permanent circumstance. If you're having a bad week,
yes,
or a bad couple of weeks,
don't mean you're going to go through that situation every day.
For a friend to borrow $5 from them.
Who gonna borrow $5?
I think you belong in courthouse. I think you belong behind that fucking desk. You know what I mean? You all be
Who gonna give me $5 when they got to pay their own child support?
But that's how the judge is. So he would never understand being in my shoes.
Another job.
He don't understand being in my shoes.
Try to get another job. Sell one of your
You just say try to get another job.
No,
we could barely get the first job.
But that's just that particular week I might be down on. No, right. You can't put me in that situation through the course of the, that's just that week.
You know the time is coming.
Nah.
Before. So you gotta find a way.
You get that. That's just how the judge them think too. Yeah, that's just how they think. Man, you knew the time was coming. Had that $5 ready.
And this is This is assuming that you're allowed to pay on your own, because a lot of people get it taken out of their check. Yeah. And they don't have no choice except to pay that. And
I'd rather pay my own. I don't want you taking nothing out of my check. It's already bad enough the taxes. You hitting me upside the head with that.
So somebody who's trying to do the right thing. I mean, I guess what the judge's answer would be, you should have thought about that before you had the kid.
All these different examples of thoughts. Everybody go through shit. You gonna have bad times.
I'm gonna give you a piece of candy because you curse. You get a piece of candy when you curse.
I'm cool.
You ain't curse. You gonna curse?
No,
say it.
Look, when you give him a piece of candy, give him the worst kind of candy.
We ain't got no bad candy.
You gotta go get bad candy.
No, we get good candy for cursing. We get good candy for cursing.
Nah, why should your breath smell good? You should get some shitty candy. Like you gotta eat that. The
point is to see how much candy you accumulate at the end of the thing. Put your wrapper right there. We ain't really getting rewarded. We're gonna see how much cursing we do. He got one.
You know what my mother used to do?
And I got none.
My mother used to give us a laxative candies, chocolate. You put it right there, like they always eating shit. You gotta come in, they ain't even there. Then you know who ate it. You keep going to the bathroom shitting.
What's the lesson learned?
Stop touching shit that don't belong to you.
Oh, the food in the house don't belong to you?
No. Yeah.
Trinity, y'all gotta ask for the food in the damn house. Oh shit.
They gotta do it.
There I go. You gotta ask for the food in the house. You mean you can't just go in the refrigerator and get the food? Whose rule was that?
my grandmother and my mother, they used to be like, all right, look, if you got 10 cans of soda in the refrigerator, or even a 2 liter, like you got to actually get some soda. You can't just go in there and pour that candy, because they wanted a portion. You get certain portions. You ain't gonna just be sitting there eating candy all day. You gotta ask. So when you didn't pay attention to the rule, you had the laxative candy. I remember that candy. I mean, it wasn't candy. The laxative that came in a little chocolate square. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
And that's like you going in the house and you went shopping and brought all this food, and you come back from work, all of this shit going. They ain't show no courtesy to save you anything. That's ugly.
You just said it. You said another curse word.
Well, I might as well keep cursing.
You can't do it on purpose now. We gotta have some decorum up here. This is number 1.
All right, let's go on to the next subject.
Okay, so now listen. Here. How much time we got left, Andy?
15 more minutes.
15 more minutes. Okay, we're not even going to go to a new subject because my other subject was going to be social media. And y'all keep posting y'all stuff on social media. Stop it. Stop posting the guns. Stop posting the drugs. Stop posting the money. Please stop telling everybody what you about to do. Your credit card schemes and all that. You will stop doing all this stuff. But if you're going to be so inclined to do it, why are you putting it on social media? Don't you know everybody can see it? Don't you know you could get locked up?
You're incriminating yourself.
So we're going to talk about that the next time, because this is a big problem that is surfacing with the advent of social media. So we got Facebook, we got Instagram, we got Twitter. What else we got? Is that what everybody's on? Whatever the hell.
YouTube.
Snapchat. Oh, your Snap. They can get your Snapchats too. So stop the conversations that you're having on Snap, and you think it's just between y'all friends. It ain't between y'all friends. It can be gotten. When you send those naked pictures in the DM, y'all better stop, because your lawyer can see it.
Ooh.
And if your lawyer can see it, you know what everybody else. You know the police saw it. The prosecutor can see it.
Well, they could go in your DM.
You can read it.
Okay, so Carlos said his point is that if you show interest in your kid, support your kid financially, your license would not be suspended.
That's the cop.
No judge. Carlos, you know I just big up you, and now you come. Okay, no judge would sign a writ of bodily attachment against you for child support if you at least try to support your kid.
I tried.
Wait, hold
on.
on.
You went after me for the $5.
Because if you support, you can get some with 95.
Yeah.
It might not be the whole $100, but you can get some stuff with 95. If I give you the 95 and I keep the 5, you better go ahead and get something with the 95.
But I ain't even keeping the 5.
He said all they ask is, listen to this, all they ask for is some type of commitment from you. Child support is based on your income. That's what Carlos had to say.
That might be in Florida. That's just in Florida, bro.
But Carlos, did you miss the point where Hamid's daughter Nene, who's in the audience with us, said that her father always comes through for her whenever she wants something? All she got to do is ask. And truth be told, since he's on child support, he don't even have to do that. So he is being a good father. But the system is taxing him again because they want to have money. A lot of the system is a way to generate money, and so they want to be in the position to get that money. But it's not that simple. But basically, that's what it is, because there are a lot of good fathers out there who are taking care of their children, and they are in their children's lives, and they are giving financial support to their children in and outside of court. A lot of them just don't want to be in the system.
But check this part. Technically, if I give you, the mother, $100 a week,
give me the black.
You got. Cool. I don't have to get you no. I don't have to get my daughter no sneakers and nothing. You use that money to purchase what they need to get. So it's unfair to me to still buy sneakers and clothes for them and pay child support at the same time. the child support is in your hand. Go get her sneakers.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I gotta keep doing. But I don't even think like that because I'm building a different kind of relationship. I can't be petty in that kind of. But
now, do you think that there's some fathers out there who don't want to pay anything for their kid? Do you think that they give parents, fathers like you, a bad name?
But them the ones that don't get on child support. They the ones that don't be on child support. The ones that's not paying.
What you mean by that?
The ones that's not paying, they don't be on child support. The ones that do look out for them, and a lot of it is being spiteful because you're not in a relationship with the mother anymore. So
on the side of that is about to die. Can you
that's
stick
how
it?
That's how it play out.
So
the ones that's not on child support, them the ones that's not paying.
Even if they're on child support.
And even if they're on child support, they still not
well,
paying.
there's a lot of who are on child support who are not. Okay, so in my own personal situation, since we're talking about this, I don't ask for any child support for my children. And you know, but off camera we had a discussion, and my position was that these are my kids, and I really don't care about right or wrong, the father and what they do, because I am going to take care of my children. That's the way I feel about it.
But you can't do it by yourself.
But I do it by myself. So that's the way I feel about it. That's only my experience. Yeah. Now, there's maybe an experience with some other parent who needs to have this support system from the other parent. And we'll say, you know, since it's majority women taking care of the kids and the father having to pay the child support, these women need the child support, and fathers are not paying, and it becomes a problem, and that's why they go to child support. And then we have situations where women, and we're just saying women because it's the majority, but I'm sure there's other cases where it's the men are the ones who are the full-time primary caregiver. But there are also women who don't need the money and still put the father on child support.
Out of spite.
Out of spite. He says that one man's opinion.
I'll say it out of
yes,
spite.
Andy?
Okay, as a man, especially for you. So what you think a woman, why the reason you think a woman can put a man on child support?
The reason?
Yeah, like something you think.
For me, because I'm on child support, but it's this, what I'm about to say is not directed to me. Some of these men they don't even acknowledge the kid at all, to the point that the mother has to put them on child support.
That's my situation.
They not even.
Okay, so do you care to share your situation?
Yes, I do care.
Oh, okay, so we have someone in the audience who has, her situation is she has a child and the father doesn't want to do anything. So you put
him on child support.
Now, how long did you wait until you tried to resolve everything with him and he just was not responsive before you put him on child support?
Be like 2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years. So you handled your whole situation for 2 or 3 years. So you can't be mad at that.
No,
he can't be mad at that.
You can't be mad at that.
Now she's 20.
And
she'll be 21 and have not paid a dime.
Still hasn't paid?
Still not have paid a dime. And he is just manipulating the system, acting like a bum on the street, come to court with jail boots.
Oh, hold on. Oh, let me put some disclaimers up in here. So listen, this is one woman's opinion. This ain't everybody's situation. So this ain't my situation. This ain't your situation.
No, but
oh no, she about to take her sweater off. Oh, come on now. I'm about to take a drink of my water. That's what I'm about to do. 'Cause shit about to get real. Let me give me a piece of candy. Okay, go ahead, Shakira. Tell us what happened. She want to come on the TV. Go on, move, child. Whoopsie. Whoopsie.
Bend over to the right a little.
And introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Shakira. Hello, everybody. How are you? I have a child support situation where I have tried time and time again to get this man to help. He has not, ever. And she's 20 years old. She'll be 21 this year. and he manipulates the court. His license been suspended. He goes up there.
That's the person that don't care.
He acts like a bum. He wears the dirtiest clothes. And he is such a dapper Don.
That's purposely doing that. He coming up there dressed
when
like
he get a court date, he don't cut his hair. He don't cut his beard. He don't do anything.
But did he used to do it before?
Yeah.
He used to. Yeah, he used to. And
You mean he does that just for court?
Just for court. That's what I'm saying.
Outside of court,
just for
outside of court, he dressed different.
And everybody knows him. Everybody will fall dead out on the floor if they see him at the court. He comes with holes in his shirt. The judge had to tell him,
I might have to try that.
you better not ever come in my courtroom again with your clothes ripped up and dirty like that. So it just goes to show you it is different situations and different ways that you have to do. It's just that when you having a baby, just make sure you can hold that load. And don't depend on nobody to say anything, to do anything, because you're the sole responsible person to do it. And there's no excuses. I'm not gonna cry about it. I haven't. I didn't sit there and I didn't beg them. I didn't even go to court for enforcement. I just let them do the enforcement date and I'll show up. And now that she'll be 21, she's in school to be a doctor.
He ain't gonna get no credit for that.
Right along.
She'll bend her ass all the way.
And
did you look? Huh?
It's
You gonna get a lot of candy?
It's gonna be a day.
You ain't gotta eat it, but you gotta get it.
He's
That's
so
food
gonna
for you.
regret it, and it's not gonna be good. But just one day maybe, and it's too late. Like, we don't want no apology, we don't want no sympathy. We just rolling. Like, I just want to show her this is what can happen. So don't ever depend on nobody. You would have never thought of being in a relationship with this person. In court, it's so embarrassing because they looking at you like, well, why was you even messing with somebody like this? And not knowing that this man will never, ever wake up in the morning and not have money in his pockets. He will never be broke.
Okay, let me.
Take my
He want to see. Okay, so now we've had every example. We had an example of a father who takes care of his child and still on child support. We have a father who doesn't take his care of his child on child support. And then we have my example where I ain't worried about no child support. Now, Carlos, you're going to have the last word because what you say is important here. You say all he has to do is go back to court and ask the judge to reduce the child support. And we already said, okay, that's got to be a permanent. That's got to be a permanent thing. But here's the important thing that you said, and this is true. Does he know that if he has the child at least 3 times a week, his child support can be reduced? And that brings us back to the whole thing when I had the guidelines that I was telling you about, and I said go Google these guidelines. It tells you whether or not whether you qualify as a sole parent or as a shared parent. And if you have shared parenting time, enough of it, then that will reduce your child support so that you may not have to pay any. Because logically speaking, if you take care of your child just as much as the other person does in your home, then why are you giving the other person child support?
I think my daughter be better off with me.
Okay, well, Hamid, listen, you have your own, and you can petition the court to have your children come and stay with you for more than what they're staying with you. And here's the problem that I think with the good black fathers, or all fathers, I just said black because we black folks here, but all fathers, if you don't be afraid to go to court. You already in court with the child support. So go to court and get your visitation. If you have a stable home and you have a stable income and you could bring that child, your own baby, to your house to stay 2-3 times a week, the judge is going to let you do it.
One more question.
One more question. Sorry, Carlos, I tried to give you the last word.
Do you got kids?
Not yet.
Andy don't got no kids.
Yeah,
You got a lot. You about to have kids. You got a lot of questions.
He judge everything.
You got kids, right? Oh, we got another father in here. What you got? One baby?
Yeah, daughter.
A daughter? Are you on child support?
Nah.
You take care of
So
your.
you don't understand my position.
But are you in
I
your
do because she's about to put me on child support, but
Are you in your baby's life? Tell the truth. Don't lie. Okay, because I know you are. Because your mother wouldn't even allow for you not to be in your baby's life.
Right,
So I know you are. So why you think she about to put you on child support? Now I don't want to get into y'all business.
I know more.
In general, why do you think a woman would want to put a man on child support if he's doing everything that he can for the baby?
Jealousy.
Jealousy?
Yes.
That's what I'm
If
saying.
there's a new woman or a new person in
Yeah,
the parent,
that's the
If
definite
she's
truth.
saying you doing better or something like
Yeah.
that, I don't know. It could be many different reasons. So.
She didn't have. I don't know if you ever experienced that because she didn't go through those channels, but that's the part that I was getting at before. That it's spite, out of spite.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things that they use when they see you doing better with another female. You starting to ignore them now. You're not paying attention to them at all. It's like, oh, you could be giving them money before you still giving them money before they even went to child support,
Right.
and they still be like, they gonna bring you down. It's a crap.
well,
It's a
that's
crap.
ridiculous. Because does any woman out there think that that's going to make the relationship between them and a baby's father better if they take them to court out of spite? That's just ridiculous. That doesn't really make much sense. You're not going to be able to salvage.
I got one person that said, I'm being honest. The best way to deal with child support is to talk it out with her. If not, that don't even work. That don't work no more.
Wait, but you didn't finish the talking about what?
Talk it out